Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is Naaman with the DC camp. Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Kakwadash, and of course, double honors. Go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone. All right, who continue to push out this truth. Uh, well, guess who's at it again? I like doing these videos about this particular subject because for some reason, you know, a lot of people subscribe to that idea that, you know, this is the best criminal justice system in the world, blah, 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 blah. And we know, of course, some jakes subscribe to that bullshit ideology. All right? Yet here it is. Another man was wrongfully convicted. Another Jake at that. Anyway, it's from Kansas City, Kansas, not Missouri. It says wrongfully convicted man sues Kansas County for 93 million. All right, from the Associated Press. This is him right here, picture. Convicted of a 1994 double homicide. All right, it says in here, he's right here sitting before the Senate Judiciary Committee, where he and Floyd Bledsoe urged them to approve a bill creating a compensation system in Kansas for people wrongfully convicted of crimes. And it's sad because there have been several of these incidents over the last few years. And one particular Jake in, I believe it was North Carolina, just got out after doing 44 years, I believe it was. And he's in his 60s now, and he's like, well, the state, I believe, will only pay for, was it 15 years? But he's like, well, what about the other 29? It's fucked up. You know, this should have been, but again, it goes to prove you they don't give a fuck about Jake. Never did, never will. All right. And, you know, a lot of Jakes caught up in this wicked ass system. They have it in their mind that, you know, they can still make it. And surprisingly enough, a lot of Jakes, for some reason, think that they're free. How about that? Because they never understood the trick that was pulled on them, or have that so-called Emancipation Proclamation. And that goes with, first of all, not doing their own research and believing in the lies that this devil, so-called white man, all right, and his school system, you know, has told them. And they believed it. We all did at one point, you know. But that's why you should be diligent, all right, in doing your own research. First of all, you know, the spirit has to be put on you. And I'm talking about we're out there on the highways and byways. We're trying to tell our people, hey, wake up. You know, you're not free. You will never be free. And these people have pulled the wool over your eyes for oh so long. And if they were allowed to continue, it's going to be the same old, same old. Now they're starting to switch up. And what I mean by that, they realize that the old system is just that, it's old. So they need to clamp down some more. So this whole thing with, in case you all don't know, like the saying goes, follow the money. This whole scamdemic shit, you know, getting the that shit that you shouldn't have got, injectables. Hey, you know, that's just the way it is. Those that were meant to get it, got it. All right. You're so trusting in these devils, and there's many scriptures on that. All right. Particularly, you know, I could go to Isaiah 30, Isaiah 31st chapter, Isaiah 36th chapter, you know, so forth and so on. You depended on this system to the point, you know, to your own hurt. All right. Literally in this case. So here it is. This Jake, he says he served 23 years in prison for a murder he did not commit, and he's seeking $93 million. All right, Kansas City, a Kansas man who served 23 years in prison for a Dover murder, all right, is requesting $93 million through a lawsuit, all right, and damages. Lamont McIntyre is his name, 45, and his mother alleged in a lawsuit filed in 2018. So this has been going on for almost 4 years now. That the unified government of Wyandotte, I guess that's how you say it, County, and Kansas City, Kansas, is responsible for the actions of former Kansas City, Kansas police detective Roger Golubski and other officers involved in his prosecution. See, this is another thing. You got these dogs, I call them, these detectives, police in general. You know, you got other names for them, but they're out mainly to make a name for themselves. They don't give a fuck who they hurt in the process. They want to get that whatever ranking in their departments, you know, climb that ladder, so to speak, especially these Edomites. You know, our people are just a means to an end. Always has been that way. All right. So for our people to have faith, and let alone to serve in that capacity, you know, you got a question. It says a federal judge on Thursday set a November 7th trial for the civil case. The unified government wants to have the trial moved to Wichita because of extensive publicity in the Kansas City area. Well, no shit. Because I'm sure there was a lot of publicity, all right, when he was being put through the ringer, all right. So now, since the shoe is on the other foot, you want to you want to keep it hush hush. See, this man is truly the wicked. It says McIntyre's mom is also seeking $30 million. She and her son allege that Golubski coerced her into sex and then framed McIntyre for a double homicide in 1994 because she rejected the detective's later sexual advances. I believe it. That's just how dirty, because I did a video a couple of years ago, I guess it's been, time passes so fast, where this, around the same part of the country, I think, this one policeman, I don't know if he was a detective or not, I can't remember, but he had all kind of women that reported him, you know, saying that he raped them, and you know, he was doing favors if they, you know, all that kind of shit. He got a whole lot of years in prison. In fact, he broke down his sentencing. It was kind of funny. Anyway, so she's saying, the mother of this guy that was just locked up, saying, well, this detective, you know, he out of anger, possibly railroaded her son because she refused further advances. All right. He says they also allege Golubski abused black women for years, like this other guy I just mentioned. And many officers are aware of his conduct. The pretrial orders includes initials of 73 women. So this guy is a predator with a badge. All right. Golubski denies the allegations and has asked that they not be allowed as evidence in the case. Of course he did. If the allegations are admitted, he will argue he was a good officer during his career from 1975 to 2010. So this guy, all right, when he retired, okay, so he's retired now for 12 years. So for 35 years, he was on that department. It says McIntyre was freed from prison in 2017 after a local prosecutor asked the court to vacate his convictions and to drop all charges. In 2020, he was awarded a certificate of innocence and 1.5 mil from the state. All right, so he got paid, but the thing is, well, let's continue. McIntyre, who now lives in Arizona, I would hope. And that was going to be, when I initially read this, I forgot this part, but you'd be surprised how a lot of Jake, you know, especially when I get a lot of money, or some money, but I remember an incident that happened here, back in 95, in Prince George's County, and anybody that's ever been in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, all right, Prince George's County Police have one hell of a reputation when it comes to Jake. All right. Well, lo and behold, this was the same period when Eazy-E died. Because I remember where I was working and all that, and I heard it. Um, but this guy supposedly, well, what happened was a an off-duty officer who was moonlighting at the time was killed. All right, I think he was shot 9 times in the head or something like that. So you know how what an officer killed? Oh no, no, we got and these motherfuckers went hard. So what happened was the motherfuckers cornered who they thought did it. A Jake, of course. He was in there with his woman. I don't know if they woke him up or anything, but of course they were butt ass naked. So what happened was they beat this guy so bad that he had the boot print of the SWAT officers on his forehead in the picture in the paper. That's you can see the boot print. And the woman they took outside, she all they did let her do was put on a shirt, so she was naked from the waist down. I mean, they beat this guy so bad. Well, eventually, what happened was, so it was referred to the FBI. They had the wrong guy. All right, the real guy, I believe he got killed in a shootout with was it an FBI agent? I believe it was. Anyway, who I think was off duty. They just happened to run into each other, something like that. It's. But I do remember also that a state trooper had stopped him. Didn't know who he was, or anything like that. And after, in hindsight, he said this was my last day on the job. He's getting ready to retire. He said the guy was all calm and everything. He said he had no idea who it was. But anyway, I think he ended up giving him a ticket or something, or just letting him go, you know. But that shook him, as well it should. But anyway, so back to this. The guy got paid. All right, that's. But he had to go through all that, and he moved out of the area, and that's what you should do. And in this case, this guy went, to Arizona. Good for him. But I had to put that story in there because these are some crooked, especially when it comes to Jake, because you got to remember the whole police uh, organization came out of the what? The patty rollers, the slave catchers. All right. So there's that history there. This is something we should not be interacting with them and vice versa. But again, this motherfucker don't care. This whole system is rigged. All right. But here it is. This guy, he already got 1.5 million. How much of that he actually got? In settlements like that, I think it's what, a third goes to your lawyer or something like that. But I can see why he's seeking more, because now you've got, as it goes in here, it says McIntyre, who lives in Arizona, has been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder and suffered other negative emotional impacts from his imprisonment. 23 years, all right, is a long time to be locked up for something you didn't do. That's constantly on your mind. Whatever shit went on behind the wall, you have no idea. His mother also has been diagnosed with PTSD and has sought psychological treatment for 17 years, the lawsuit says. The local government contends even if the allegations of misconduct are proven, it is not liable because the officers' actions were outside the scope of their employment. It also denies the police chief knew about the alleged misconduct. Let's get some of the comments. These motherfuckers, they're going to give, of course, the company line. YT be lying. It says, it's still not enough. This guy wasted half his life in a place where he shouldn't have been in the beginning because of somebody's, well, you get the idea, a lie. Imprison the judge and prosecutor who sent this innocent man to prison for 23 years and award him $100 million at least for wrecking his life. Lavert Foote, when you've lost 23 years of your life that you can never get back, you most definitely deserve every dime. But again, it's Jake. This wicked ass system. This is, again, I always like to bring up this scripture here because our people to this day don't realize who the fuck they're dealing with. The lies that have been told uh, being under the curses as we are being Israelites. And these very same curses serve to mark us, to identify us. All right. And again, this is something we're trying to tell our people, but not everybody's going to get it. All right. That's scriptural too. A lot of our people have been blinded. All right. As we always say, the 2/3, that's a whole lot of Israelites are going to die. All right. This is Psalms 43 and 1. Judge me. This is King David. O Most High, and plead, and the Most High's name is Yahweh, by the way. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right. Judge me, O Most High Yahweh, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. Ungodly. They put on the front, they got all these grotesque, especially over there in Europe, all these grotesque cathedrals with fucking what are those things? Gargoyles and shit like that on it. That's some wicked ass motherfucking play. Ungodly. This is Strong's H 3808. Lie. Alright. It says alright. Let's see. One thing you have to know about this blue letter, we've noticed that they're changing things up. Hey, this truth is getting to these devils. All right, that's why the apostles and bishops, elders tell keep it spiritual, because these devils want you to get carnal. That's their blessing. All right, I'm going to have to go to keep it real simple here. I'm going to have to go to let's see. Let's go to ungodly. As an adjective, it says not revering the Most High. Scripture says he is not, the Most High is not in his thoughts. All right. Impious. All right. As opposed to pious. Sinful. Wicked. All right. Let's go to the Free Dictionary. All right. Dreadful. Isn't there a, hold on, isn't that, wait a minute, where is that? Is it Jeremiah? Hold on. Let me see if that's, is it Jeremiah 49? Hold on. I'm talking to myself, Salaki. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let me do this. Let's see. Huh. Let's see. I could have sworn maybe that was, let's see. Why I thought it was Jeremiah. Hold on. All right. This is Deuteronomy 28. Let's see. Okay, that's what it was then. Salaki. Uh, this is Deuteronomy 28 and 49. All right, I don't know why Jeremiah. It says, "The Most High Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth." Wink, wink, hint, clue. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, because what symbol do these devils use? All their nations fly at what? The eagle. 50. A nation of fierce countenance. These red lepers bastards, alright? Funny looking, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. And they sure as hell didn't. Alright? Whole lot of material there. Alright? So once again, I'm going to, stop it right there. Here's his Jake here. Spent more than half his life locked up for something he didn't do. You have Jake said, one guy, well, he actually did something, but he went in the 50s and he just got out. All right. The guy I mentioned in North Carolina, he did 44. Another Jake I did a video on, he did 40 something. I think it was 43. Come on, people. These Jakes went in the last two in the 70s. Come on now. And the guy, North Carolina, he was so angry. And I wish I had it on ready to play it. But that's fucked up, man. But here it is. Our people still look up to this piece of shit, this so-called white man, He makes it plain, well, it should be plain, to all of us. You don't give a fuck. Hey, but you know what? Like I said, 2/3 gotta go. Because if it's left up to them, we'll be here forever. Alright? Under this piece of shit so-called white man. Hey, so with that, once again, I hope whoever views this is, of course, edified. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth, all honesty and sincerity. So with that, shalom.